if you paid any attention to the news videos yesterday or a couple of days ago, if you paid any if you paid any attention to the recent news videos, then you would have noticed Mansoor against T-Bar and Mace, which, as a result of interference from T-Bar, Mansoor lost to Mace, which is ironic considering Maximum Male Models. But at the same time, that led to a rematch between Mansoor and T-Bar, which Mansoor actually won. And then, well, that led to me having to hold back on something I enjoy doing, which is continuing organically created rivalries. And basically, that's where I looked here, as Mansoor looks for help from the New Day against Retribution. As T-Bar tags out the Slapjack, this was one of the more failed experiments, if you could say it, if saying it was a failure may be an understatement, of how bad this was during the pandemic time. As Xavier Woods goes after T-Bar, but Slapjack comes to ringside. And now Xavier Woods didn't think about this because it is now 2-on-1, but T-Bar goes back on the apron with Slapjack slamming Xavier Woods' face into the announce table, not once but twice. And now a short arm clothesline by Slapjack, taking down Xavier Woods, who may have made a bigger mistake than he was willing to admit, going to the outside and attacking a member of Retribution. He should have went back in the ring because Slapjack was able to take him off, and now he's risking being counted out for his team is Xavier Woods. I'm just going to point out in 2023 there is an initiative to have new people be featured on the channel. I just didn't expect it to be Retribution being the ones being featured on the channel. Especially how much I prefer T-Bar's alter ego, that being Dominic Dijakovic, or Dijak, to his Retribution character, or Retribution gimmick, in T-Bar. I don't know why Xavier Woods has not gone back in the ring. A three-handed credenza. Three-handed credenza by Xavier Woods. Xavier makes the tag to his partner, Kofi Kingston, and now Kingston has got to, maintain the Slapjack. And he starts with a Russian leg sweep. Kofi and Xavier are by far the most decorated tag team in WWE, maybe next to the Usos, but nobody expected the New Day to become the type of stars that they did. I don't know why Kofi must have been dead set on going to the top rope, but T-Bar is now in the ring. T-Bar is now the legal man. Kofi gets caught, Kofi gets grazed by T-Bar, jumping off the top rope, springboarding. Now Kofi is going to fall victim to T-Bar going off the top rope. Xavier Woods starts to T-Bar and hesitates, but Xavier Woods hits him once, but it isn't enough for the powerful T-Bar to get knocked off the ropes. And he leaps out for a clothesline, and now Mace enters the ring for the very first time. Mace is going after Kofi Kingston. Kofi with a jumping enziguri rocks the big man, spinning back kick. Mace avoids the enziguri, goozles him. Thunderous chokeslam by Mace on Kofi. But Kofi kicks out before the count of one. This is one of those matches where now Kofi, Xavier, and Mansoor are fighting from underneath against the bigger T-Bar and Mace. They may want to keep Slapjack in the ring more time, have Slapjack spend more time in the ring than they care to admit, because Mace and T-Bar may be difficult to rock and knock down, as Kofi just knocks down Mace with a dropkick, proving my philosophy wrong and making me look stupid. And now Mace gets sent to the floor. Kofi makes the tag to Mansoor. Kofi makes the tag to Mansoor, and now Xavier Woods is being intimidated by Mace. Or it looked to me he was. Mace catches Mansoor, who grazes him with a dive, but Mansoor may have done more damage to himself on that dive than he did to Mace. But Mace gets sent to the barricade, and that is the first time that I can remember in recent memory that I actually said barricade without hesitating on what the ringside barricade is called. Mansoor should be hesitating now as he gets knocked into the steel steps. Arm trapped, reverse DDT by Mansoor on Mace. These two men are showing that they're the ones that started this, as they're brawling with each other on the floor. There's always an opportunity to bring up WrestleMania and the fact that Jinder Mahal will collide with AJ Styles for the WWE Universal Championship as the Don't Hinder Jinder tour finally comes to a head, with the biggest opportunity of Jinder Mahal's career to become WWE Champion once again. And also, Johnny Gargano will defend his WWE Championship against Royal Rumble winner Drew McIntyre, with the winner becoming WWE Champion. Tegan Nox will defend her Royal Rumble honors, or use her Royal Rumble honors to challenge the WWE Women's Champion Becky Lynch. She is officially challenging the SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch for her SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania, which leaves Natalya's title open. I can honestly not say that I am surprised that Tegan chose Becky, because Becky Lynch is a former main eventer, has main evented WrestleMania in the past, and it would be, in my opinion, even though defeating Natalya would be a coup, defeating Becky Lynch would be an incredible opportunity for Tegan Nox that she cannot pass up. But now the question is, who will challenge Natalya for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania? And that also leaves Kaylee Ray's NXT Women's Championship as an opportunity open for somebody to challenge at WrestleMania. Beautiful disaster kick off the ropes. Springboard by Xavier Woods. Xavier with the three-handed credenza. Shades of Perry Saturn. Mansoor seems like he wants to get in the ring. And crawling, but T-Bar avoids Mansoor. Mansoor reverses what would have been a powerbomb. But Mace is in the ring. Not even a one count from Mansoor, or for Mansoor. Mansoor with a schoolboy. Rope break again. The size of T-Bar is benefiting him in this one. Into the corner goes Mansoor. And now a double team from Retribution. Rocket launcher shoulder block by Slapjack and T-Bar. And a power bomb by Slapjack, sit out power bomb style. And just in time, right at the last minute, and Slapjack shows his frustration. Mansoor kicks out. Mansoor kicks out. And if I was Mansoor, I would do my best to get a tag. Mansoor surprises him, but again a rope break. Mansoor tags out to Xavier Woods, and Xavier Woods is now with Slapjack as the team of Xavier, as the team of the New Day, and Mansoor need to get some momentum going back into their corner because they are struggling against Woods. Against Eat Defeat. They are struggling against Retribution. 2. Mace breaks up the pin. Xavier Woods drops him with a snapmare. And then a double arm shiver. And then it runs and hits him with a big elbow drop. So much going on at one time that it's hard to keep track. He reverses what looked like a three-handed credenza into a Northern Lights suplex, and now Slapjack is back on the offensive, and Xavier could use a tag. Xavier rolls to the floor when he sees that Mace is coming towards him. I would roll away and be halfway up the ramp at this point. Mace is distracted. Mace is going after Mansoor. He drops Mansoor on the hardest part of the ring. He's going after Mansoor. This shows, in my opinion, that the bad blood between Mansoor, the referee, was in the way of Kofi Kingston, stopping him from dropping to the floor and helping his partner. But the bad blood between Mansoor and Mace may go deeper than a six-man tag team match, because you don't traditionally go outside the ring during a six-man and go after the illegal man unless you have some unfinished business with that individual. It looked to me, in comes Xavier. Xavier helps his partner, keeps the match together. Xavier jumps in the ring, and Mace now has Xavier Woods. But Kofi takes that opportunity. Kofi takes the opportunity. Mace drops Xavier. Mace gets distracted from his... Mace has got a bad habit of keeping with the illegal man. Mace has got a bad habit with the illegal man, and that almost let Kofi Kingston get the victory. Jumping in Saguri. So much is going on. Mansoor's got to get out of the ring. Mansoor's got to get out of the ring. He was going to cost his team the longer he stayed in the ring. Kofi. Trouble in paradise. But he's got to deal with Mace kicked out. The best opportunity was when he surprised Mace with the inside cradle, or with the cradle. The best opportunity he had was when he surprised him with the cradle. But now, Mace is now kicking out left and right. Kofi missed poorly timed dive. That may come back to bite his team if Kofi does not get back on track, because Kofi was on track. And now Mace is chasing after Xavier Woods. What the hell is Mace doing? He's just running around the ringside area. He was chasing after Xavier Woods, it looked like, and now he's going back after Mansoor. What is Mace's problem with Mansoor? Mace just drops Mansoor back first on the ringside. on the ring apron. He just dropped the rings back first on the ring apron to allow, and that allowed Kofi to recover. And now Kofi rams Mace back first into the barricade. I don't understand Mace's frustration with Mansoor. Maximum male models, anybody? Mace gets rammed headfirst into the ring post by Kofi. Kofi tags out to Mansoor. If I was Mansoor, I'd want my hands on Mace. Mansoor dives to the floor onto Mace. Mansoor dives to the floor onto Mace. And now these two men are fighting on the floor. Mace gets sent away. Mace sends Mansoor to the opposite side of the ring, into the Eagle's Nest. Mace takes some time to posture. Mansoor chops the leg. He's going to be too close to the ropes. Maybe he won't be, actually. But I think he's going to try and inflict as much damage as he can onto Mace. And this would give an oddly satisfying result to the end of the match. But one of the men jump in. It's Slapjack. I couldn't see because the camera was not panned out. Slapjack is now going after Mansoor. But Mansoor sends him to the floor. Mansoor sends him to the floor. Xavier's got to get back outside. You got to the count of 5 to get out of the ring. Mace is reversed. If I was Mansoor, I'd try to get Xavier Woods in here. Xavier looks like the freshest man. T-Bar is definitely the freshest man on the other end of Retribution. Mace has got to get out of the ring. Mace has got to look for a tag. And it looks like that's exactly what Mace is looking to do. And in comes the freshest man from the team of Retribution. That is T-Bar. Xavier versus T-Bar. Rolling elbow. Cover. 1. No, not even. Barely a 1 count for Xavier on T-Bar. But Xavier goes for another one. Throws him off. Sunset flip. 1. No. Xavier is caught. Big power bomb by T-Bar. Big power bomb by T-Bar. And Xavier tried to roll away, but get caught in the arm submission. And when you got that much weight coming down on your arm, there ain't nothing you can do as opposed to anticipate it. Xavier gets sent into the ring post, and now he's fighting away. Knocking down. He tries to knock down all the members of Retribution, but gets caught up by Slapjack. Super kick by Xavier. T-Bar grabs the ropes. He's too close to the ropes. The amount of time during this match that T-Bar's size has benefited him. The amount of times that during this match that T-Bar's size has benefited him. Big vertical suplex. He sets him up. We know what comes next. Xavier with a big elbow, but T-Bar rolls away. Xavier fights back. Drop kick. And Xavier goes back up top. Slapjack. But as Slapjack jumps down, I don't think he connected with it. well enough. And Xavier gets a 2. As Kofi takes out Slapjack. Mansoor is back in the ring. I wonder if he has unfinished business with T-Bar just like he has with Mace. And barely a 1 count for Mansoor. But Mansoor tags out to Kofi. Kofi with a basement dropkick on on T-Bar. Kofi. Arm wringer. Reversed by T-Bar. T-Bar with a big standing moonsault. A moonsault press on Kofi. Kofi with mounted punches. And Kofi Kingston is busted open by T-Bar. T-Bar drags Kofi into the far corner. And Mace is now back into the ring. Double team by Retribution. Double shoulder blocks by the big guys. Double shoulder blocks by the big dogs. And now Mace is just manhandling Kofi Kingston. Kofi's got to get back into this. Otherwise that's going to spell the end for his tag team. As Mace is keeping Kofi. Traditional tag team offense. Kofi is being kept in the opposite corner, in the opposing team's corner. But Mace, for whatever reason, tags out. Mansoor is the legal man. Mansoor tags out. But he takes a second. It takes him a second to get back. Spin out. Fireman's carry position. And he drops him. But he's too close to the ropes. Kofi's still in the corner. Kofi didn't get it outside. I don't know why the ref wasn't counting. But now Kofi. I don't know if the ref. I think that's the thing. I don't know that the ref knows that was a tag. Now the ref knows there was a tag. And Slapjack, who's been on the apron. I've never seen that before. I think when Mansoor made the blind tag. The ref didn't know that Kofi was the illegal man. Because that's what I was wondering about. Why wasn't the ref counting? Now T-Bar and Kofi are in the ring. Kofi gets sent to the outside by T-Bar pretty easily. Jumping insecurity by Mansoor. On Slapjack. Mansoor hits him with the throat thrust. And he drops him. Xavier seems to be hungry to get back in the ring. Why is he not following up? Mansoor is now outside. Mansoor is outside helping Kofi he's outside helping Kofi. Slapjack is sent to the outside by Xavier with a jumping enziguri. What the hell's going on? This match is falling apart here. I thought it was T-Bar. Yeah, it's T-Bar on the floor. And now Xavier joins the fray. Xavier's on the floor with Slapjack. As Mansoor and Kofi get back on the apron. But T-Bar is still dazing out of it. I understand why Xavier did it, because Xavier saw his partners on the floor and didn't want to go at it in the ring without his partners on the apron. But now Slapjack has the advantage on Xavier. And Xavier gets sent to the ring steps. Xavier gets sent to the ringside steps. And now he's getting his head banged on the concrete floor. These two men have got to get back in the ring. Throat thrust. And these two get in at the count of 9. Running forearm smash by Xavier. Takes down Slapjack. But T-Bar gets in the ring. And T-Bar, I don't know if T-Bar broke it up or Slapjack kicked out. It was a close call either way. And now Mansoor and T-Bar are going at it. Rolling elbow by Xavier. Xavier tags out to Kofi. Kofi's got to get back in before he makes the hop tag. And he drops the back of the head of Slapjack. Kofi's being dragged to the opposite corner. And now T-Bar is the legal man. Rope assisted suplex into a power bomb by Retribution. They are showing the chemistry as a tag team that they have. Only if they show this on actual TV and not just WWE programming. And not just the video game. Xavier, after a while, jumps in the ring. Kofi's fighting back resiliently. Kofi is showing the resiliency that Kofi Kingston had, running Northern Lariat to the back of the head. Mansoor jumps in just as Kofi gets out, just to make sure his partner can get out of it. But a Northern Lariat by Slapjack takes out Xavier. But Mansoor jumps in to help his partner and make sure this match continues. Just as Kofi was going to break it up and get out of the submission. But now Retribution is not wasting any time as Mace and Xavier are on the floor. But T-Bar and Slapjack, this is degraded into a tag team match. Slapjack with a shoulder block. Kofi is being measured. Kofi's being cut off. And Kofi somehow kicks out at the count of 1. Kofi is showing his heart. Kofi is showing his intensity. But now, just like a sack of potatoes, he gets dropped along the top rope. Mansoor is hungry for a tag from Kofi. Kofi is now fighting out of it. Running enziguri. Jumping enziguri. Kofi. Boom drop. Kofi hits the boom drop on T-Bar. Kofi hits the boom drop on T-Bar. Trouble in paradise. Kofi is now trying to prove a point. But Mace breaks up the pin. And Kofi attacks Slapjack. Spears Slapjack off the apron. And now finally is able to tag out to Mansoor. And now finally is able to tag out to Mansoor. This match has defied expectations, in my opinion. Swinging neckbreaker by Mansoor. Swinging neckbreaker by Mansoor, but Mace runs in. Basement dropkick to break it up. And Kofi gets sent to the floor by Mace. And that leaves Xavier Woods on the floor. Xavier Woods on the apron. But Xavier Woods jumps off the apron to help Kofi on the floor. This is what happened earlier, and it saw Xavier Woods jump to the outside to make sure that his partners would come back to the apron. And now Mansoor is left in a 2-on-1 handicap match. This match is somehow degraded into a handicap match. But now Xavier Woods is back on the apron, so at least Mansoor has partners on the apron. As Slapjack and Mace are both on the apron. Basement dropkick by Mansoor. Kofi is still nursing his injuries to get back. Forearm shivers. Forearm shivers by Mansoor. Forearm shivers by Mansoor. Mansoor misses it. And Mace with the hot tag. Spear. Spear by Mace. Xavier. Xavier breaks up the cover. Xavier breaks up the cover. Mansoor reverses Mace. Big clothesline. And he gets the tag. Kofi changes his mind. He tags out to Mansoor. Mansoor picks him up. Big DDT. Big DDT planting him. Throat thrust. Reverse. Twisting DDT. Xavier Woods gets the tag. Xavier gets the tag. And Xavier goes to the top rope. Xavier goes to the top rope. Big splash. Big splash. Xavier takes down the big man with the crucifix. Slapjack. Slapjack. Big breaks up the cover but pays for it with a leg drop to the back of the head. Float over. DDT. Mace reverses it. Mace reverses the float over DDT. Boss man slam. Boss man slam. Boss man slam. Xavier's measuring Mace. Xavier's measuring Mace. Mistimed. Mistimed the first time. Xavier with a cheap right hand from Mace. Falls victim to a cheap right hand and then a headbutt. T-Bar gets in the ring. Xavier should be looking for Xavier should be looking for a tag. His tag team partners are more well versed than he is. But T-Bar. Mansoor. But Xavier Woods somehow kicks out. T-Bar's getting tired of it, and he drops Mansoor with his finishing move. He drops Mansoor with his finishing move. But T-Bar follows it up, and Mansoor. Xavier. And Xavier Woods surprises T-Bar because he was distracted by Mansoor. He surprises T-Bar and plants him for the victory of what was an incredibly hard-fought six-man tag team match. I am dumbfounded that this match was as good and went as long as it did because I was not expecting it to be anywhere this good. But either way, the New Day and Mansoor. The New Day helps Mansoor get some revenge. Or I guess you could say, the New Day helped Mansoor get some retribution. with that being said, it is time for me to go, and I will see you in the next video.